Okay, so now it's giving me a window where it has Planet Crafter in it, and
Okay.
I don't really know, like, if YouTube. Let's see.
It should show you on OBS if it is streaming.
Right, but I'm just looking for confirmation on YouTube that the same thing is happening, and I'm not seeing anything as yet.
Oh, there we go.
Um, so I'm just gonna have to take it on faith that this thing is streaming to YouTube. So then what? Hello?
Yo, the stream is good. All is good.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I guess I could take another look at. Just open up. Oh, yeah. Now I see it. Now I see it. Okay. All right. So.
I think let's fire up a game and let's see.
All right. So let me switch over to this. And um, which game to fire up? I guess
Oh my
I'll
goodness.
just use my main.
Everything,
Huh?
oh, it's all looking good.
All right. I'll just load into my OG game. Well, this isn't really my OG game, but you know what I mean. Like, okay, so on my end, I mean, there's a little bit of lag, but it's mostly okay, frame rate wise.
Frame rate is good. Everything looks good, dude. I like the picture.
Yeah, you see every once in a while you see a little bit of chop, but I mean, that's just how the game is. I think naturally.
And it looks exactly like the way it's supposed to look. So
Right,
I like
right.
it.
Okay.
So take me for a little bit of a tour here. What's going on?
All right. Well, not a whole lot has changed, but let's go through the tour. Um, Super Alloy Cave. All right.
Nice.
So here's my good old pinwheel rotation thing of
Oh yeah.
super alloy
Using
drills.
your secret math.
But my super secret juju plus one aluminum drill and
Nice.
some
Looks like a giant blender. You want to like throw something in the middle there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, would you like me to make you a drink?
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
We've got like a hyper blender.
Yep. And
My
some food
goodness.
and
Anyway,
water and a couple of auto crafters doing their job.
nice.
And
Making bean smoothies.
bean smoothies, yeah. Lima bean
Mm,
smoothies and carrots.
yeah. Yummy.
Right.
Got
Here I
another
have
juicer there.
two of the same thing over here.
Two
Um,
blenders. Cool.
yeah, two blenders. Um, these have 12 each because they have to have like I think it's what like two uranium and one um, other ingredient, super alloy. I think. What does it take to
Yeah.
make a rocket engine?
I always forget. My
Yeah,
goodness.
two uranium and one super alloy. Ah, see,
Yeah.
my memory isn't so bad.
Yeah, nice.
And
Got your
then,
encyclopedia inside your head there.
oh yes,
Nice.
the moment I rely on myself, then that's when I start making mistakes. The moment I start thinking, yeah, I know what it all is, and now I'm like telling people, it's like, oh, you can just get the that ingredient by breaking down this ingredient. They're like, no, dude, that's the super fertilizer or whatever. Okay.
My God, I always forget which one it is and how it's supposed to be.
Tunnel of Oz.
I always have to like run back and go get the right thing. I always forget.
Well, I kind of feel like I did a little bit better on DJ Geek Space than I did on my own because pretty much I have like almost everything set up to where you don't even need to remember anything because all you need to do is go to the product line for the. Actually, let me show you DJ Geek Space real quick
Yeah.
because you've seen this already. Um,
Oh no, actually, I haven't seen his base.
Well, I mean this base, the one that I'm showing you now. You've
Oh no,
seen it already.
I've seen your base, yeah.
Yeah. Let me show you.
But it is a marvelous base
Thank you very
for
much.
sure.
Okay, so this is his original save, and you can see by the score. I mean, I wasn't even trying to terraform his planet, but you can see, like, I've done a lot of work since I got a hold of his file.
Nice.
All right, so,
Wow.
yeah, I don't want to, like, his base was a mess. See, here, I came up with the idea of just putting down these display cases, and you just grab food and water from it, and the drones will restock it. So it's a little bit
All
easier and
right.
more visually appealing than having a water container and a food container like one of these chests here.
Yeah, absolutely. So you actually took his map and you did some editing,
Yeah,
some
I
Luthier's
just,
magic.
yeah, well, I didn't do any save file editing. I just played the game the legit way and just got his shit organized, because this shit was way disorganized. So here,
Interesting.
and he's got a much larger base than I do, so I kind of doubled up on some things like 2 cases of iron, 2 titanium, 2 cobalt, da 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 da. And for his benefit, I labeled them all like, da 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 da. And I also broke it down: common minerals, rare minerals, and everything's like where they are, and then mineral
Yeah,
rods,
absolutely.
so on and so forth. And on this section, he had a whole bunch of just auto crafters just jammed together with a whole bunch of like rows of cases just jammed together. You couldn't even walk between them. You couldn't even see what they were. So I moved a few of them, but I left this one making the fusion energy cells, and this one making
So this is
circuit
kind of
boards
like
here.
the vault, you know, like
Well, yeah, this is like the
the
supply room. This is just
but
and then
it's
over
massive.
here is like synthetics. And
Super
actually, yeah.
confusing though, dude. I'd get so lost in this.
Well, I put up a lot of signs around, so because it
Yeah.
got me confused a lot as well. Um, and then he kind of has this intermediary hallway. It's a very wide hallway, but an intermediary hallway, and so I filled it with plant supplies. So all this area in the middle is plant supplies, and I have each item that you would want to make, right? And some
But I
base
see there's
items as
also a
well.
sign that says fish items upstairs or
Oh
something
no,
like
that's
that.
just further. Like there's 2 carrots
Oh,
next to it, meaning you have to go further to get to the fish supplies, right?
I
So one
get you.
carrot, 2 carrots. So you've got to go all the way to the end of the hall to get to fish supplies. But you see, like
Follow the
flower
carrot.
seeds, right? So you have all the flower seeds. You have flower spreaders, right? So you have all the ingredients
Yeah.
to make flower spreaders. You don't even need to remember. You just need to follow what it says on the chest, like
Okay.
2 water, two
That's
super
good.
alloys, 2 fertilizers, and then
Yeah,
know
that's I
um,
have not seen that before. That's new.
algae
That's
generators,
brilliant.
bioplastic nuggets, like I have it like where you could just take like however many you need of it. Just take 2 for like if you want 2, just take 2 from each chest. So some of them are
Yeah.
redundant, but and then here we go like empty frequently. So this is like your phytoplankton and stuff. So you're gonna need to empty these out so that you can get the B and C if you need it. Um, and your fish eggs,
Nice.
gas capsules. So these are all your oxygen, nitrogen, methane. Um, these he had a bunch of excess flower seeds. I made some of those for him, but like he has a lot of seeds that he just picked up on the map and didn't do anything with. So I had to like break them all down into like what kind they were. Um,
Whew.
and then over
My goodness,
here,
dude, that's so weird. Look at that. Like, no, no, no. Go back to that locker. There's like too many words, and the words are like peeling over the sign.
oh, I remember that. Where was that? I can't remember. It was the flower. It was
What?
the different kinds of flower seeds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
That's
was
a weird,
this right here.
weird thing.
Arima,
Anyway, no, no, no
Volnus, and
problem.
Gold. Yeah.
I see that. Yeah, yeah. Look at that. That's weird.
But if I
Huh.
abbreviated it, it would be hard to understand
Oh,
what it means.
quick, quick. Okay,
Quick,
quick
quick, what?
test. Click on the thing and add some more, and see how much you can add.
Oh, I don't think you can really get much further, but I'll give it a go. All
Let me
right.
see.
A,
Just
B,
like
C. No,
button
I
mash.
can't. I can't even type a single other letter. Yeah, I
Oh, okay,
use the
okay.
maximum character limit as it is.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah.
Okay. Oh no, it's interesting. Cool.
Yeah. Um, and then you also see like there's signs on what's on the way back as well. Over here, he had some some silkworm things. So I went ahead and made a thing for fabric, silk, and an autocrafter. And right on down the line.
Looks like one of those giant rotisserie for like the kebab station with all the silkworms in it.
Oh,
You know what the kebab station looks
yeah, yeah,
like?
yeah, yeah. Okay, I got you. I
And
got
they
what you're saying
peel off
now.
the side.
Because I was
Get
already
yourself
like
a nice
thinking about the
silkworm
next
kebab.
thing, and you're talking about, and I was looking at these these DNA manipulators. I'm
Yummy.
like, it looks like a rotisserie. I'm like, really? Okay.
Oh
They
yeah.
must have very strange rotisseries in South Africa. Anyway,
Well, yeah.
so yeah, I moved
no,
these
it's
over
good.
here so he can at his leisure,
Yeah.
or at his leisure, depending on how British you are,
The
change
region.
his flower seeds over into tree seeds, and then I also made tree spreaders. They're here somewhere, and then over here, he had this area just a clusterfuck of tanks. Like you couldn't even hardly move around in here, right? So I expanded the place a little bit and just use the common rule that you just move the large objects to the edge of a container and you'll have more room to fill everything in with. So I've got every kind of fish container
Yeah,
that
it's
there is.
nice. I like the fish tanks.
I didn't
That's a really good addition.
I didn't spoil
update.
him by by getting every kind of fish for him. I want him to do some of
that's
that
all
for
good, yeah.
himself. But I did show him it's like, yes, the gold can be gotten. So I went ahead and got some gold for him. So it's like has something to be like, wow, there's gold. And in the middle, there's just all these incubators. And on the outside, I didn't have time to fully develop this the way I wanted to. But I've got a few of these.
There never is enough time.
Right, but I kind of wanted to stack them up, like to give it 4 each. So
That's
that would be,
cool.
That would be 12. But so many things, and I've got all kinds of cases collecting every kind of thing. And then here he's got he had 2 of these out here, and he's got this big wraparound deck, which I kind of like. He's got this big wraparound deck with railing. I went ahead and put some water collectors just here and there and everywhere, so you don't have to run all the way down there to get water if you're thirsty.
Yeah. It's quite interesting just looking at this, thinking like, I wonder what it would be like if you, and I think we've seen an example of this, is when you build like a massive deck that goes like over all the mountains. You basically have like one flat surface.
Mm-hmm.
And I think somebody did that. I can't remember who did that. It was, I think it was Time to Kill or one of those that we reviewed before. But yeah, it is kind of interesting.
I remember that. Like there's this
Yeah,
big,
but
long sequence
I
of
think,
stairs you had to climb up to
yeah,
get up there.
it's
Oh my!
it's better going with like kind of like a first blood strategy where you kind of just like using what you have around you to like kind of like build your base organically around certain shapes. I think that's better.
And then under here, I've got all the drills for just common materials.
Oh, okay. And I suppose they're getting sucked up
If I
through
wanted
the floor.
to JSON, I would set this thing in alignment. But you know what? I'm I'm not breaking any rules for this guy. I'm just gonna
Tell me, are there any drones online in this map or not?
Oh, I think there's like 150. I think I've got 5
Oh my
over
goodness.
here. 1, 2, 3.
Jeez.
And he had only had like 2 or 3 of these built. Like he just,
Oh, there we go.
He just
I
had
can
the auto crafters just cranking out drones and drones and drones, like way more than what he actually had bases for. So I added a few more here.
Okay.
He's got 1 more over at his original base. Yeah, that's a lot of the reason.
So
why
tell me,
this
how
place
many
was a
drones
mess.
per station?
25.
Oh,
So
okay.
6 times
Interesting.
25,
Now you learn
150.
something new
Yep. But
every
yeah,
day.
all you gotta do, just take a look. It's 5 by 5, 25. That's how many drones each one of them seats. But yeah, a lot of the reason why his base was messy, like he's not particularly messy, but he was in the process of transferring his base from his original location to over here. And I can show you his original location. Actually, I think his original location was not bad. I don't know why he necessarily needed to move everything over here, but whatever. I guess it's more scenic. But his
I don't know. Maybe
original
it's diversity.
Yeah, it just changes scenery as well, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Um,
Sometimes we get like so occupied in just like one area that you like forget that there is like the rest of the map exists.
Sure, sure. And this is his original base, like this area right here. I came in through here.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's huge, isn't
Kind
it?
of looks like cyberpunk.
I told him it's
Like,
like, dude, you look like you got like a hospital going on over here.
is this by the lake bed?
Yeah, this is near to the very beginning area that
Ah,
most
okay,
people
I
start
see
at,
it.
right? He's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
got
yeah.
it kind of
Next to the Iridium Cave.
yeah. Well, it's cat a corner to the Iridium Cave. He's got it cropped, kind of leaning up against where the labyrinth is,
Yeah.
kind of, and the Iridium Cave is right across the way. I'm probably pointing at the wrong place. There's the Iridium Cave. That's the super alloy. So
And then we
he
got
had
Mushroom
like
Tower there.
a bunch of things just sitting out here, just no rhyme or reason. Like a bunch of rows, a bunch of rows, and they were all like janky, like crookedy, And then he also had
Yeah.
the fusion.
I must say it's a pretty diverse amount of like things all around you. Like you got some solar panels there, you got some nuclear reactors, you
Yeah, I
got
guess
some
his
heater
idea was to
tier
make
4.
this place look like a space station, and like these might be like the
Yeah.
fuel tanks. You know how they have those big giant.
I must say I like
spherical
the
fuel
choice
tanks.
of trees around here. I think those trees definitely suit the desert environment.
Yeah, I didn't mess with those trees at all. I left them exactly as he,
I
as
think
he had them.
I think I did the same with my base. I like those trees definitely. It's definitely makes the place look a little bit more deserty. It's kind of like those date trees, like those palm trees.
And
Looks cool.
I ripped out some of his lines of solar panels so I can make these, which are his rocket recipes. All he has to do, like if he wants the asteroid tracking rocket, just grab all the ingredients. Same thing for
Nice.
every other kind of rocket. I've got them all supplied. So if he wants to send off rockets, and he has not sent off many rockets at all, so that's kind of like me giving him a gentle nudge to say, hey, you know what, you can send off some rockets.
Yeah.
In here, this
Little present.
this was like where he had everything,
Ah, okay,
but
so
most
now
of
we
it
got
was
some
on
power.
the second floor, and it was just chaos. It was just so much chaos. I couldn't understand how he had any shit organized. But this was all full of rows and rows and rows of crates and things in them that weren't supposed to be in them.
Oh
and so
my
on and
goodness!
so
Now
forth.
it's like completely empty.
So I
What
completely
to
emptied
do
it
with all
out.
the space?
Well, I mean, I pitched to him the idea that you could put more product assembly lines. Like if you wanted to make more, for example, tier 5 heaters, you can make a tier 5 heaters and make
Ah,
a row
yeah,
here. If you
true.
wanted to make, more tier 5 drills, or whatever you happen to want, there's plenty more items you can make product assembly lines for. The third floor never really had anything on it. And on the top, this area is going to be kind of like his living quarters, and I really didn't do too much to decorate it. I put a few extra butterfly things because he had them sitting in awkward places. So,
All right. Yeah.
and I'm like, you know what? I'll leave it to you to decorate this place. Everybody has their own taste and how they like their bedroom to be. So I wasn't going to tinker with that too much. But yeah, I painstakingly sorted through everything he had in here and got it transferred over to the other base. This is his kind of control area. I kind of like this control area, so I left it as it is. And this is a crafting station.
What is that? Is
What
that
is
a
what?
cake?
Oh yeah, this is cake over here. Yeah, he was like
Wait,
really into
Since
making.
when are you making? You can make cake in this game?
Did you not know there was like
No.
an anniversary celebration period that lasted for a few weeks, and they had
I've
like
not played this in a
an
while.
they had an underground cavern that was kind of off across from the aluminum fields. Like there's this body of water, and then it's kind of hidden out there, and it had an oven
Yeah.
and it had some seeds and things, so you can make wheat and cocoa. And then you had all these recipes you could use. Like once you grew the wheat and the cocoa, you can make, simplest things like maybe bagels or flour, or
Yeah.
chocolate. And then, you can make more and more like croissants and, this, that, and the other. And the toughest recipe was the birthday cake. But you only got...
Tell me, is there any other places that he has on the map here or something?
Oh, yeah. Let me take you through. Okay, this is where I decided to put all the extra real power, not all this cute cute power, like old fashioned. Okay, so some of this stuff I got rid of. Um, so if I go to Super Alloy, you'll see it looks very Lutheus, except for it's not in a circle, but I made this,
Oh yeah,
you know,
doesn't look
ring.
like a. Okay, it looks nice though. It's neat.
And I'd set up some food and water and a auto crafter for that. Yeah, his was quite a mess. It wasn't quite in this location either, but I had to find enough level ground that I can make this large complex. And I gave him like this stuff as well. Um,
Looks good.
radio, you know.
I
This
think this
also
is pretty
very
much.
Lutheus. You've seen me do this before. Of course, I had two of them
Okay,
before, but it's pretty much the same setup that
copy
he
and
had.
paste. Nice.
And well, yeah, except I didn't copy and paste it. I went through the painstaking process of manually placing all these things. Woo, that took me some time. And then over here, I did for him more than I did for myself. I'm in the actual explosive powder station, so you can make that on the go, have that being automatically created. Um, okay, new osmium. He had his osmium set up in that smaller cave by the crash of that ship that's near to the sulfur fields, but that's not quite large enough for what we need. So I moved it to where I like to have the osmium set up, and it's kind of copy paste.
Well,
Except
as long as it works, as long as it's sufficient.
okay, zeolite.
Cool.
Yeah, he's got more
Not bad.
zeolite going on here, and then I put some fish things here so you can get different kinds of fish. Um,
Yeah, I've
he
not really
also
worked too much with that, but it looks good.
Well, it's just zeolite, it's not like there's really much to do in here. But, yeah, uranium, what's in the uranium cave. Bioplastics. Okay, so he had a teleporter out here, and I left it out here. I think this was so that he could get to that cake thing, but whatever. And so I didn't build it in the Pinky Poo cave this time. I just decided to make bioplastics out here in the broad daylight. But this is the way I typically set up bioplastics, so it should be no big surprise here. And then he also had, let's see, aluminum, it's there. Fertilizer production. Okay, so here, this was going to be his area for like collecting fish and stuff. This is going to be his fish station.
I
But
love this biome.
But I've already got these things set to deliver fish eggs, and he's got more Telu eggs over in his storage already than he knows what to do with. So this area, I just repurposed it for fertilizer, and this is my general way of setting up fertilizer production. And he didn't know how
Yeah.
to do it. He was still just harvesting farms. I'd actually put some fish down here for him as well. Yeah, I kept trying to explain to him, you don't have to harvest farms, so auto crafters can do it, And I guess he didn't really grasp what I meant by that, so this is kind of a setup where, the auto crafters are collecting the algae as well, and the farm
Yeah.
stuff, and making the fertilizer for him and delivering it. So it's yeah. He's like, oh, I can't wait for tier 2 drones to come out so I can harvest the farms. I'm like, you don't need that, dude. I'm trying to tell you. I mean, maybe they
Yeah,
will,
dude.
but I don't really see a need for it, honestly. As long as you've got a little bit of cleverness going on upstairs, you can figure a way around it. Pulsar quartz and mutagen. Okay, so he had a
Wow, so you did extensive work here, man.
yeah, all he had out here was, I guess this is just a station to collect all the goodies from in here, right? There's nothing else out here. So here I've set up a few pulsar quartz stations, and they just consist of having each thing being delivered to him and creating pulsar quartz. And then over here is where mutagen is being made. Yeah, I got 5 of those set up, and it looks a little bit more like it's not just a random thing now. It's like it actually
Yeah, it's
has a
got some
function.
definition.
Yeah. Um.
Hey, dude, I
Uh.
think overall you've done a pretty good job in the space.
Bug box. Okay.
Cool.
Here he actually had, and this was his area of creating insects and butterflies and things like that.
Oh,
And he
nice.
had
Good
actually
name then.
yeah, he didn't name it that. Like I put the teleporter here, and like he had torn all this stuff down and moved it over to where that fish supply area is.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, no, dude, I like this. I like this idea of having like this little like smaller building off to the side that's just working on bugs. So I put all this stuff back and did it in a more sensible way. Like I got all the different kinds of, and I've collect. Well, I say I collected. I collected a lot of the kinds of larvae and stuff he would need to do everything he would want to do, as well as all the different kinds of ingredients he would need to put things through the incubator and get the stuff he wants. Because he just had random larvae sitting in random boxes, just fucking no sense or no rhyme or reason to it whatsoever. So yeah, I organized this place and I gave it a second floor. And I was like, ooh, what's on the second floor? Well, it's all your production lines. So butterfly farms, there's all your ingredients. Beehives, there's all your ingredients to make more beehives. Outdoor farms, there's all your stuff. And they're all being stocked by drones. So silk generators. And then I made a shit ton of silk generators. So he should never need to he should never need to make silkworms ever
Yeah.
again, right? And then same he's already got one of these going over at the other base, if you recall. So yeah, but he was complaining, oh, I'm having trouble finding silkworms and blah 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 blah. Okay, I need food apparently. Well, just grab one from the display case. All right.
As long as you got supplies, there we go.
Oh yes, supplies are not an issue now. Yeah, I've made sure of that. Okay, launch pad. Of course, I set up a teleporter on top of the launch pad, much the same as I did, for my own base. And this is actually useful because he like freaks out when those meteor storms, start popping off. And here you can just load up the rocket, hit the button, run into it, run into that, and just go to somewhere safe. So you haven't got to worry about, asteroids killing you or anything like that. Beehive
That's
Valley.
handy.
All right. So this was a teleporter he used to have over with that box full of circuit boards. I'm like, dude, either get the circuit boards or don't. There's no need to have a teleporter out here to just look at that thing. So I grabbed all the circuit boards and I moved the teleporter over to the swamp or the lush valley, whatever you want to call it. And I just have all kinds of beehives out here so it can make all the honey and all the bees he could need. And there's plenty of room for more if he decides he wants more, right?
Okay, yeah, fair.
And yeah, I didn't really do much else with this area. There's also some fish. Like there's a specific kind of fish that grows in this body of water, and I don't remember which one it is. It's a buyu, yeah. Same for that. I didn't show you, but over by the giant Stargate, there's also a special kind of fish that you can get from there. And then last thing was a viewing station. He had built
Let's have a look.
this little room up here, and it actually had staircase leading up to it, which just made it look very clunky and junky. But you can see where the staircase initiated and terminated. I actually fixed the staircase, and I'm like, no, I still don't like it, so I just ripped it out. And then I saw he had a connected to that top room right there. He had a tier 1 biodome, and I'm like, you know what, I think that tier 1 biodome would look so much better as part of the viewing station, so I put it on top of here. And it fits quite nicely, and it's a nice little place to, kind of look up and all around. Of course, these heaters are kind of messing everything up with their condensation, but, I'll leave it to him to move those around if he wants to move those around. Yeah, I don't know why you would want to have all that stuff in these like really fertile, lush areas. I would have it out in the desert or in the volcano or something.
Yeah.
But
Same.
yeah, I just did not have time, like, or the energy to like say, all right, well, I'm gonna redo your entire heater network or your drills. And he's got his drills. Let me show you where he's got his drills. I didn't fix this. He's got his drills out here in amongst the trees, just kind of chilling out here. It's like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
as it should be, dude.
Like, what the hell are all these drills doing out here?
As it
It
should
just looks
be.
so weird, you know. But I'm like, I'm not gonna go through the trouble of tearing down all these and the big, really big ones over here. It's just like he just stuck them wherever he just saw fit to stick them, I guess. Like,
Oh, that's
okay,
awesome.
whatever, you know. Um, Other than that, you can see like these towers. I added like both used to only be like I think 2 high, but I added 2 more tiers to each, and I also put like these little flanges so that the ladders don't block you from walking in and out. Like I fixed the ladders as well, so it's just left, right, you know, rather than guessing which corner of the room the
Yeah, I
lift
was
is on.
wondering what
So
this big building is all about.
this is all just biodomes, but they're producing lots of bark for them, so I mean it's useful. And then I put all these little corner things so the ladders don't block your way from anywhere. And then on the edges, I put doors. So anytime you want to get out, it's like, oh, I need food and water now. You can just hop out and take a
Yeah.
dive. And then this one is, of course, your butterflies. And it doesn't, like, I didn't populate it fully, but I definitely got the place organized for them. The lower ones have the lowest tier butterflies and, ascending order up and up and up. So, I mean, I'm sure you know what that's like.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's I
But yeah,
like I like
he
the
just
way
kind of had
everything's going.
random butterflies stuck in random domes and just like, fucking dude, come on. Try to make an effort to make this thing somewhat, organized. It doesn't necessarily have to be every dome gets its own butterfly, but you could just tell he was just haphazardly throwing anyone in anywhere. And I'd also like created some new butterflies using the incubators to kind of say, hey, have you seen this one yet? Have you seen this one yet? Most of them he
Yeah.
has, but some of them he hasn't. So I kind of did that to kind of pique his interest. Like, hey, maybe you should do some more work with your butterflies, um, but yeah, I think that's pretty much a good. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing something, but I mean that's a pretty good summary of what I've done with this big. Oh, this. Let me tell you, this was. You could tell this was the first drone station you'd set up. When I opened this up, it was full of uranium. I'm like, dude, why do you
Oh
have
my
uranium
goodness.
in here?
Like
He had
why?
it set to demand uranium, and for some reason I'm missing a drone, but maybe he's out doing something. I don't know. But yeah, it's like, what the fuck? So
I know.
I'm like, yeah, all the uranium kept disappearing. I'm like, where's all the uranium going? And I'm like, oh.
You know, that's the beauty of this game, dude. I suppose we all play it to the way that we want.
I'm like, he had no idea what to do at the drone station. That was funny. I just had to laugh once I saw he had set it up that way. I'm like, okay. He's learning, it's whatever it is. I also made this little pathway, just in case you want to take a shortcut between. Because before you had to walk all the
Yeah.
way out there, all the way around all that stuff, just to get in here. It was just kind of like, yeah, maybe you don't want to go all that way, So, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, that's
So,
tedious.
yeah. But I mean, I kind of like the layout. Like his inspiration was like, I think it's from the movie, like, I guess it was The Right Stuff, Space Camp or whatever, where the kids go out to space camp or whatever. And he was like trying to make this place look like the Daedalus station or the Daedalus station. And I mean, I
My
can kind of
goodness.
see like you got like the little like satellite grid kind of looking things going. I mean, I guess that's why all these walkways are so narrow and kind of cordoned off. And all the solar panels, of course, and the rocket launcher and all these things. So, I mean, I can say, that's got a certain appeal to it. So I'm not going to ruin that for him entirely, even though that doesn't happen to suit my personal taste. But, So yeah, I pretty much kept it the way it was, except for those few changes. See, that's his lookout thing. It fits quite nicely. That biodome does on top of that little thing he has set up. Yeah, and he was quite pleased with what I'd done as well. So I feel like
Yeah,
it's
I
a
saw I
huge success.
saw a little bit of that. Very good. Well done. Absolutely. Dig it. Well done. Like, yeah, you obviously got like a, a sense of like detail. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's like I said, like we all play this game differently, and yeah, whatever goes. You know, like you remember who Time to Kill, the chaos that he put us through. Oh my goodness,
Oh my!
absolute mayhem. But
But
yeah, anyway,
there was
no, not
something
bad.
satisfying. Like at first, it was very frustrating
Yeah,
because it's kind of like, where do I
absolutely.
begin, kind of a thing. But after a while, it's kind of like as I started getting into the groove, I'm like, okay, first I need to organize this, and I need to organize that. Then it's like, wow, dude, I'm kind of getting me back into the game where I'm just kind of like, yeah, just taking a totally messed up base and pimping his base, basically, pimping his ride.
Yeah,
um,
no, it's good. No, I think overall, not bad. I dig it.
right. So,
Cool, dude.
I
So yeah, I
guess.
think pretty nice for your first live stream. But well, this is only a test. Tomorrow is going to be the real live stream, and so yeah, tell us what do we have lined up for tomorrow morning? Well, tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon.
Well, it's going to be Kris Van Dyke and board engineer, and I
Oh,
know of one other person who's expressed interest, but we'll see if he's actually submitted his base in time. And but yeah, Eins might as well be showing what his progress has been. So yeah, I'm
sweet,
very much looking forward to seeing all of that and more.
cool, nice. Hope you guys are gonna join us for that. And yeah, man, nice. I really like it. Super happy.
Thank you very much.
Cool,
So,
man.
how do I end the stream? Hold on. Let me go back. I got to figure out the hot button for this. Okay, so I go to OBS. Is that right? Or
Yeah, just go to OBS and
stop streaming. There we go.
just smash that stop streaming button.